Now, anger at government spending and widespread corruption has boiled over into street battles between police and protesters in Brazil. An estimated 1.2 million people have been demonstrating nationwide. Brazil's president has cancelled an official trip to Japan and called for an emergency meeting.
Not in 20 years has Brazil seen anything like this. From the capital to its biggest metropolis, vast crowds of protesters have again taken to the streets. In Rio alone, more than 300,000 people marched through the city Thursday, demanding change.
In Rio, crowds of 300,000 marched towards the city hall. Many different people angry at many different things. But the police held them back. Chaos ensued. Tear gas and explosive rounds fired into the crowds. A small group did reach the city hall, but the police dispersed them. Then the authorities organised their lines and began to move forward, driving the protesters back.
The protests were triggered by a hike in bus fares. The mayors of São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro revoked fare increases in their cities on Wednesday. But the following day, there were no signs the unrest would end soon. Some demonstrators turned violent, shattering windows and setting fire to cars. Police in the capital, Brasilia, used tear gas against people who tried to break into buildings housing the Congress and the Foreign Ministry.
Marilia Cunha, an engineer, said, "I'm here because I take public transport every day. I know what it means to pay and to not have a quality service, and I know what it means to walk in the streets and to not feel secure. This was just the trigger that made us come to the streets and scream. It's time to get up and scream." Daniela Zego, a communications manager, said, "What about our country? What about our people and the education and the health? Where is all this going to? We're tired." Another protester, Marcelo Otis, said many friends were arrested and unfairly accused. There were political accusations. They arrested people who only took pictures of the protests.